Ipinula. Good morning. Good morning. Today is 26th of February, 10 a.m. show, 10 a.m. ish. Close enough. 10:10. Feels like a lucky number. Hello. We're live. SeeJeanty, Jeanty here. Really beautiful day. Bonjour, bonne la vie. We got to be blessed. We got to be appreciative. I want to welcome. Come on, guys. Come on in. Pile inside. We have a great conversation we're going to have today. Per usual, as you know, we always have we have meat. We have an impactful show we're looking to do today. Per usual, as it relates to getting involved, getting a better understanding of Haiti and what that entails, right? Per usual, we're going to let the show kind of build up a little bit. Got some stuff I got to do in the background to get the show really up and going. Let you guys stew a little bit, boil. We'll get that water boiling for about 2, 3, 4 minutes as I do what needs to be done in the background here. Allow folks to pile in. I get the notification on their phone, sit down, grab a cool drink on this beautiful Sunday here. And again, we have a great show. I want you guys to, as you pile in, please share the live. Get folks out. Let folks know SeeJeanty's on. He's on now. He's a little late per usual, but he's on, y'all. You know, as you guys know. And the whole point of the show, of course, is to get you guys involved, have a conversation. So drop a comment, say what's up, say how you doing, right? Because we will be reading these comments live on air. So without much further ado, let me go ahead and we'll be right back. And we got a great show ahead of us. I'm really excited about the show, guys. Really excited. Yes, 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 yes. Nula, we nula. Good morning. Today is 26th of February. Back and stuff taking care of the show has officially commenced. I want to welcome everybody who's coming in. We're on Facebook. We're on IG. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're on all of them. We're on all of them. We're on all of them. I want to welcome folks as we come in. Back to the normal program. Last show, last episode, we're all Creole, 100% Creole, and I think a lot of folks appreciate that. Flex the Creole muscles a little bit, j'espère que ça c'est pas celle langue étrangère qu'il parle, ok? Like I keep it on Creole, à l'aise, I think. And as I always say, I'm waiting for somebody to step up in the community. I think the only person who's doing it like we're doing it, with quality, consistency, and the perspective. Honestly, the only person I'm really seeing, and also I give her more credit. She's doing it even better than me. How about that? She's doing it better than me. That's Dr. Protrude. Dr. Protrude. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4 more folks out here because we need this. We need what we have. This space we have here. I'm no special. We have how many millions of diaspora out in the community doing fantastic things. Much more personality than me. Who could be on? I encourage you. If you're watching this, I encourage you. Grab your iPhone, grab your Samsung. When you're in Haiti, create some content. You know, document what you're doing, what you got going on. Good friend of mine, good friend of ours, Jude, Chef Jude, is in Haiti right now, somewhere in the South. Moved back, and I've been watching him closely. He's been doing some fantastic work, documenting his experience, being back in Haiti, and it's been, I've been on the edge of my seat watching how his perspective and how he's gone about, sharing what he wants to share, and we need more of that. We need more of that, again, because again, what is one of the central issues we have here in the Haitian community, and that is we have a bunch of blancs and étrangers who control how we look at ourselves, right? And regrettably, we have a bourgeoisie class who are living very well in Haiti, right? Who for reasons that I give it to them. I give that to them, that they don't necessarily want too much detail out on themselves, where they reside, right? For security purposes, as we know, Haiti has security issues. So I'm not even faulting that perspective. I get it. I live in Haiti as well, and even as a pseudo public figure that I am, I like my privacy. So I'm not faulting that, right? But nonetheless, they contribute to the issue, right? Because there is a side that we don't see in front of us at all, right? I think whether some folks take it as a compliment when they see me, right? They share as a comment that this is the first time they're seeing this side of Haiti, and that's sad. That's sad, because the pretty stuff I see, the pretty buildings, the pretty hotels, the pretty homes, right? The businesses impacting, right? They're happening all the time. I folks don't believe me when I say this. For every Jimmy Cherizé that exists, there's 10. There's 10 Rennie Diffuse. There's the CEO Christopher Moise, who will be coming on this week with an episode on Lambre Tab, who's doing fantastic work, right? We have Khan, JM Khan, who's running ShipX and doing fantastic work with that organization, with that company, right? We have, for example, a JB Stanley, who's running the Impact Hub, right, in Delma, who's acting as a gathering place for Haitians in the community. I mean, I can go on. Listen, I can name shout until I'm tired here, right? We have so many folks doing great work, and I do appreciate those who do come and share. But we the whole point of me going on this little side tangent is that we need more. We need more, and I welcome you guys. Anyone who's here for the first time, do a shout. I want to do just like we do in church. Who's here first? We welcome guests. Who are the guests here? Please, guests, stand up. Salio. and most importantly, guests, do hit that subscribe button. However you're watching, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. Right, we're here consistently. We're dropping content every week. We do these lives once a month. It's really an opportunity for me to conversate with you. What we used to do here. I used to do this every morning. This used to be a damn near morning show, and we've scaled that back, to weekly and now to monthly. And we're never gonna not do it monthly. This is too important for me. As busy as I am, as many ventures that I'm running, as many things I'm engaged in, I make it a point to reach out and just really give an opportunity to talk to you guys directly, and really thank you as well, and also give you guys a chance to talk, and we have a conversation, and I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to read your comments shortly, but let's just run through the top of the hour. We have a great show ahead. We got 2 guests, so I'm not going to be talking too much. In fact, I got maybe max 5 minutes before I want to bring one of our guests on and start this fantastic conversation we're going to have on the Biden program. So let me just run through the stuff very quickly, hit the comments just as quick. And then we had a fantastic conversation here today. Hello, how you guys doing? Come on, drop a comment. I haven't seen a comment yet in IG. What's going on? You guys shy? Come on, just drop a comment. Good morning. Don't be rude. Don't be a stalker. Drop something in the comments. Hello. So real quick, top of the hour stuff. First off, programme ça c'est en anglais. Nous avons plus de respect pour le langage créole là, mais malheureusement, ils ont une mission pour nous partager des informations, des données, des perspectives dans le langage international. D'ailleurs, il y a plein d'Haïtiens qui ont du langage préférable aussi. C'est anglais lié, là, mais il est important que nous ayons un message qui est partagé dans le langage qui. Parce que nous ne pouvons pas information de nous sur Fox News, CNN, tout écouter ça yo, et sur cela raison nous faisons encore plus respect pour eux et m'attend un jour pour l'autre monde qui apprend ça m'a faire pour construire net sur émission ça en créole à 100%. So ça c'est bien me dit. Nous avons plus respect c'est pas des classes top là qui a blagué français, qui a blagué anglais, qui ont un mauvais et qui arrive et connexion yo à nous pile love pour que nous mais simplement voulais partager perspective haïtienne globalement et malheureusement que là même nous regardons maintenant pile lui mais faut nous comprendre c'est pas un langage global lié et c'est la raison de faire de l'anglais. OK, est-ce que nous d'accord, est-ce que nous là même? OK, merci. The book is out, and about that was just me just explaining to folks really quick that we do this in English not because we have any complex, but simply we just want to better spread the message of what's going on in Haiti and have a greater audience of perspective. That's all I shared there in Creole. SeeJeanty shop, you'll find the book, 101 Ways to Make Money in Haiti, Lucrative Business Ideas, Insightful Success Stories, Interesting Business Opportunities for Visionary Entrepreneurs. It's out on Amazon right now. You get the hard copy, get the soft copy, and the digital copy, and it's affordable, highly rated. Folks have appreciated what we shared. Go grab your copy, and the proceeds help fund the show, help keep the show going. SeeJeanty Action Group, do go ahead and think about joining that space. It's a space where I've enjoyed the contributions of all the different members. It's a space where we can always get different imagery, different folks who are contributing, doing great work about Haiti, for Haiti. You can congregate, doesn't cost a thing. It's just there. And that's just a space for folks to continue the conversation that we have here. We're having daily, but I've had to cut back a bit, but I do want that conversation to continue. So go ahead, join the action group. It's a great space, and I encourage you. Those who really appreciate what we've got going on here, do consider joining the private WhatsApp group. It's a Patreon. It costs about $20 a month. It does fantastic help us, quite a bit because that's, we have videographers, we have equipment, we travel across the country. And quite frankly, YouTube AdSense doesn't give nearly as much as it should. And on top of that, you're not just giving, you join a community, we have fantastic conversations in there. I'm in there, for those who, I saw in the first comments, hey, Chris, I have questions about real estate. Well, I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to really answer real estate questions, given we have a guest on and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But if you're appreciating what we got going on here, join it for a month or two. Yeah, and on top of that, you're only getting my perspective. You get the perspective of a lot of, we have 30, 40 folks in that channel. A lot of these folks have done more than I've done in Haiti and provide even deeper knowledge and perspective than myself. So do consider joining the private WhatsApp group. It helps tremendously for what we're trying to get going on here. In addition, you get a lot of value back, given the connections, the network that you'll create with the folks in that channel. Hyperdistribution.com is really what's taking up the majority of my time nowadays. We're bringing container load of product out of Haiti each month. I'm gonna say it again. We're bringing made in Haiti food and beverage products every single month. And we have really, I really feel like we're doing some fantastic work, and we're working with some fantastic entrepreneurs. In fact, we're going to be working very soon with some entrepreneurs out of Jeremy who are doing some fantastic food products. And we've been actually working with producers out of OCOP for a little bit here, producing cassava straight out of OCOP. I'm gonna drop that link real quick. It's in the live chat real quick for those who are on the IG. You can go to hyprodistribution.com, and you'll go to our products. You'll see cassava. There'll be a link to the cassava product. I just dropped that in there. Those who can see it. Why is the Facebook now on act? Why are you acting up, Facebook? Let me drop one more time. But nonetheless, it goes through this time, and you'll see that we have stock right now. Stock we sell pretty quick. and I just made sure to triple down on the amount of stock I shared this time to ensure more folks get it than not get it this go around. So feel free, give it a go, give it a try. It's available right now. And again, Hyper Distribution is doing a lot of different stuff, a lot of different products, but those are that's the primary one. I really want to make ensure folks get a taste, get a flavor of, and we're doing a lot of different stuff too. We're doing different flowers from products that come out of Haiti. Really exciting stuff. And we got Lalo that you can buy right now. A lot of different stuff. So do check that out. Hyprodistribution.com. So that's the top of the hour stuff I wanted to share real quick. Let me jump in the comments super quick. Kenneth, what's up? How you doing, brother? Kenal David, hello, good morning. Jeff Henner, what's up? What's up? Paula Gaala, hello, what's up? This Decisive Celta, how you doing? How you doing? We got MIA Legal Tech in the house. What's up? What's up? We got Manny PS91. How you doing? How you doing? From Dominican Republic, Santiago. What's up? What's up? Good to have Dominican in the Hizzo. That hopefully will be friendly throughout the show. Joseph Constant, what's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Happy to see the folks who chatted. We got Sizzy Inc. in the chat. You got Sizzy Inc. in the chat. What's up? What's up? Happy to have you from in IG. Vas CDS. What's up? Bertala. What's up? How you guys are doing? All right. So lots of things to talk to you about, right? Quick update on Haiti, of course. We've seen a slight improvement in the conditions to the point where I couldn't believe it. The fact we had a carnival in Port-au-Prince with no issues. I don't think, quite frankly, we had a carnival in 3-4 years in Port-au-Prince, particularly. Other parts of the country have been able to have it consistently. Like Jacmel has had it every single year, but to have it in Port-au-Prince and to have it at the scale that I saw it, quite frankly, I was in shock. I was in awe. And does it indicate that we've made a turn? I don't know. I do know kidnappings are still happening. There's still insecurity occurring in pockets that weren't as bad, but are still bad. But I can tell you that's a bit of hope. And I tell you what, if we can do it again, I've been trying to do a SeeJeanty Carnival episode for a while in Port-au-Prince in particular. Haven't been able to do it because of all the things that have been happening in the country. But maybe next year, if I'll try to. I wasn't expecting this year to happen. Maybe I'll try to expect it next year. So we'll see, and we'll see if we can finally get a Carnival episode finally after years and years and years of programming. But anyways, just want to get that quick sidebar out. The main point of this episode today is to talk about the Biden program, right? It's been out for a few months now. I'm aware of a few people who I know who have applied and a few people who have also been successful with the application process. And I thought it was really important. And I know a lot of you guys who are watching me are abroad and or have the capacity to apply for the program. But I know there's a lot of questions, a lot of question marks related to the program. And even myself, I've even applied for a family member or two. I've yet to hear back. So I thought, man, if there was a way to know more, right, it would be fantastic. And I thought, who do I know who is a stalwart in the legal process, who is a savant when it comes to playing the game of the U.S. immigration process? Who have we invited who has really enlightened us to the maximum extent possible? And I was like, you know what? I have somebody in my Rolodex. I have a Johnny Cochran of U.S. Haitian immigration law in the Rolodex. Let me call her. Is she busy? Of course, she was busy. Of course, your rock stars like that are always busy. But she was able to move around. I was able to be flexible enough, and she gave us a bit of her free time as well, and things aligned. And she's going to be on the show today, and she's going to be answering some questions. After we speak with her, we're going to have a next guest. Just want to allude to that really quick. is someone who actually benefited from the Biden program, someone who, again, a really interesting story, was done wrong by the U.S. immigration process, was deported, because of unfair, quite frankly, discriminatory process that exists in the whole, deportee process, right? But guess what? This person is back in America, right, through the Biden program, and we're going to be talking to them later on in the show. So you're going to want to stick around for this interview, and then you're going to want to stick around for the next interview, because we have a very action-packed, very informative show. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, share the live. Is this not going to be an informative? Share the partager live. Where's my banner? Hit my banner. Let me hit my banner. Boom. Please share the live. Partager live. All right, we're gonna have a fantastic. Everybody, give me a like. If you guys are feeling this so far, if you like the topic, the fact I'm thinking about you guys, think about how to expand your thought process. Give me a like. Give it a like. Give it a comment real quick. At least do that. If you're friendless, can't share. You can hit a like button. Hit the like button. Come on, you guys know. The person who I was talking about, who is so phenomenal and so incredible, let's bring her on stage now. Her name, Tammy Ray, the one, the only. Jeanty, Tammy, how are you?
Muy bien. Bonsoir tout le monde. Hello, how are you? It's been a while.
Yes, it has. And folks, you can, if you do a search, SeeJeanty Tammy Ray, you'll see that first interview we did. We broke down a lot of really important immigration questions and just some really general law questions as well. We talked about real estate, talked about a lot of different things as well. So if you guys do want to revisit that conversation, just to get folks to refreshing about who you are, Tammy, just give us a little sizzling of the resume. Give us your background.
Just a little bit. So I am an American U.S. Licensed attorney. I live and work in Port-au-Prince. I am inside Cabinet Leblanc, and I basically am there to work with anyone who has one foot in each country, one foot in Haiti, one foot in the U.S. I do a lot of business, nonprofit, family law, a lot of adoptions, and now a ton of immigration. But immigration really has been my big focus since I came to Haiti. It really wasn't my intention. My intention was to work on real estate and business development, but the country has not been in such a way that we can do that. So we're focusing on immigration now. And as we rebuild, I'm there to rebuild with all of you. So hopefully we can work on that soon.
Thank you, Tammy, for that, Brenda. And for those on IG, I recommend those on IG to go ahead and hop on YouTube, SeeJeanty, for an easier experience. I'm gonna do my best to change the camera angle so you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. But in any case, so Tammy, I know, as you just mentioned, it just kind of has happened that slowly you've taken a case here, a case there of immigration. And I mean, what portfolio, what percentage of immigration work would you say you've done over the years, vis-a-vis other things? What percentage do you think would you guesstimate?
Well, I really did start in real estate. I have a background in environmental planning and environmental law. So it was really my goal to write projects for the IDB and the World Bank that could really help economic development in Haiti. So that was my focus, and immigration law was like 1%. I studied immigration law in law school. I actually went to Rome and studied internationally so I could study international law and how immigration law came about. And from there, that 1% has now built up to where I, at this time, especially with the Biden program, I'm doing about 95% immigration law. My poor adoptions are suffering, but they're also suffering because there are no judges and there's no system really in place right now to push the adoptions forward. But immigration law and the Biden program has really taken over my life. The first 2 days, I assisted with over 100 applications per day. From what I know, I haven't checked back with every one of them, but from what I know, almost every one of them are in the U.S. at this point. So there is success. There's been a lot of success. It's quite exciting, especially for families and for family reunification. But I know it's also quite frustrating for those of you with applications like you, Chris. who are waiting for your family applications to be approved or your friends' applications to be approved, and you're seeing applications approved in 5 hours, and you're thinking, what about me? Where's my application? Exactly. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Awesome. And I want folks to understand, Tammy's talking to us from Haiti, right? I mean, are you? I mean, sometimes you do travel now, but you're Haiti right now, right?
I slipped out on you. I'm actually in Salt Lake City. So part of the reason I was,
you mentioned,
right, I was speaking at a transitioning Haitian youth conference, and I was here speaking about transitioning Haitian youth from orphanages into basically being business owners. So, and being very, productive members of society and not just staying in the orphanages. So it was a great conference. We're really excited about it. We're excited about what next year is going to bring. And so, yeah, I'm in Salt Lake City. I'm on my way back as soon as possible.
But the point I was trying to make was Tammy is a full-time Haitian resident. She's there 363 days out the year ish. She's there. It doesn't matter what state the country is in. Hats off to Tammy. A lot of Haitians are running away. Tammy is anchored. She's there, just like me, just like you. Where she is. My book. As Haitian as it comes, because to me, Haitian isn't an ethnicity; it's an action. It's an action. You have to take an action to go back and do what you can, do the work, and do it right, and connect with, and not just get a Haiti that works for some, but a Haiti that works for every Haitian. And the day we get that mentality from the top and the bottom, because I know a lot of folks, who also are very divisionist, right? We want a Haiti that works for everyone, right? And Tammy gets in. Tammy's a part of that fight. Part of that struggle. So Tammy is as Haitian as anyone else. I don't want to see or hear anything different. All right, we fighting. So, Tammy, this immigration program. First off, the official name is the CHNV. What's the official, name for this thing? I know we just called it the Biden program. But what's the official name? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, in the legal circles, we would call it the CHNV parole program. But of course, in Haiti, we call it the Biden program. So, and right now, Haitians love Biden. So, so it's just the Biden program. That's the easiest way to talk about it. But we need to recognize that this is not just a program for Haitians. It is CHNV. So basically Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. This is bigger than just Haiti. And yes, there is the expectation that at some point in the program, there will be up to 30,000 parolees entered into the United States or allowed into the United States per month. We haven't hit that number yet. We're still working towards the 30,000, or we're still working towards seeing the 30,000. But I also want to make sure that people know there's no expectation that that's 30,000 divided by 4. It's 30,000 overall. This is not a lottery program, contrary to what I've been seeing a lot in the media, especially the Haitian media. Oh, it's a lottery program, a lottery program. A lottery program is where they just pick names out of the hat. This is not a lottery program. And that distinction is very important because of the court case that is coming up, the 20 states that have sued Biden over the Biden program. Okay, this program is based on case-by-case basis, and it means that each case is looked at individually, and that's part of the requirements under the law for a parole program or for a parolee, is that that case is looked at on an individual case-by-case basis. So it cannot be a lottery program, or it will definitely fall in court. But this is a program that's where the cases are looked at case-by-case basis.
Thanks for that. My next question was going to be, run. So what are the? So that's what the program is. Run through, I guess. What are the requirements? Is it more based on the individual that's to be paroled, or is it, because I know there's a sponsor element, right? So I guess what is that process exactly? What's involved? What are the qualifications? Run through that, what you understand thus far.
Okay, so I'm going to answer Kenneth's question at the same time that I answer your question. So he said, why do they use the term parole? Parole in immigration means it's a piece of paper that allows you to ask for something. And in this case, it's ask for entry. So the piece of paper that is given at the end, the travel authorization, is just an authorization that allows you to travel to the border, allows the beneficiary to travel to the border and ask for entry. They still have to do an interview. Yet another example of why case by case, okay? So the parole program, or any parole program, is based first on the sponsor. The person who is asking, or this parole program is based on the sponsor. The person who is offering to sponsor the beneficiary. So we're going to say beneficiary and not just Haitian, because again, there are 4 countries from which the beneficiary can come. So the sponsor is the key in the first step of the program. Does the sponsor have adequate resources? And there's a lot of discussion of what is adequate resources, right? Traditionally, for the 134 application, the sponsor would only need 100% of the median, or the poverty level. However, for a traditional 134 application, the person being sponsored is either a fiance or a family member. So there's kind of an expectation or a knowledge that that person will be with the sponsor. Now, in this case, because it's a 134 program where anyone can sponsor anyone, there's not the same expectation that the beneficiary will actually live with the sponsor. Although the sponsor is required to provide adequate housing, food, education, and medical resources to the beneficiary. So the 134 program normally, like I said, has a minimum requirement of 100% of the poverty level. For this program, most people say that it needs to be 125%. Really, it's not just based on that minimum threshold, whether you look at the 100 or the 125. And I've shared this example dozens of times, and I'll share it again because it's very real world. I had someone call me from Brooklyn, and she makes $175,000 a year living in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, sounds great. And if you look at the poverty level tables with her and her husband, they should be able to sponsor like 12 people at least on $175,000 in Brooklyn. However, let's look at the real world numbers. If she makes $175,000, those of us who live in the US and pay our taxes know that she's paying at least 75 of that into taxes. So that leaves her $100,000 in her hand. She pays $5,000 per month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in Brooklyn. That's $60,000 per year. That leaves her $40,000 in her hand. So when she and I spoke, she specifically wanted to sponsor 2 different families, mother, father, and 2 children. And I expressed to her it would be best for her to try and sponsor 1 family at a time because she's going to have to provide them housing. And after she pays her taxes and her rent only, she has $40,000 in her hand. That's not even enough for her to rent an apartment for them. So she's going to have to put these 2 parents and 2 children in her spare bedroom, which sounds great for a short term, but is probably not great for 2 years, right? I mean, yeah, I know we're Haitians, we can do it, we've done it, right? But in the United States, it's a little bit different. Our spatial recognition is a little bit different, and it's going to be really hard for her to go from her and her husband in a 2-bedroom apartment to her and her husband, another couple, and their children. So the beneficiaries don't have to live with the sponsor, but the sponsor is responsible for providing adequate housing. And that's one of the questions in the application. How do you plan on ensuring that the beneficiary will have adequate housing? So again, if you only have $40,000 in your hand at the end of every year to provide for your own self, for food, for your car, for your other needs, that's not a lot to provide for a beneficiary. So she could try to apply for 8 people or 12 people, but she probably would not get approved for that many. And so as I recommended to her, start with the first 4, the first family of 4. And then once you get that approval, then consider another family of 4. But what you don't want to do is apply for all 8 at the same time and have them all 8 denied because you applied for too many. So it's not just a numbers game with the sponsor. How much money do you have? Is it adequate? It is a bigger numbers game. Like, do you have adequate finances to provide for housing, food, education, and medical needs? And again, those are the 4 needs that are specifically stated in the program. Okay.
do they? So it sounds like that the person, the reviewer of the application on the government side, is going to think about these things. Is going to look at the income. Is going to think about how many people. It's going to are they going to they're going to they may even try to analyze the rent of that person's area. It sounds like it's a. I mean, has the process of that criteria, has it been published? Is it just what you've heard? Is that the experience you've had thus far, given the feedback of the, how sure are we that we know? Because it seems to be a black box. So how sure are we in terms of what exactly they're looking at? Because that's one of the things that's so confusing to me when I was applying is what they're asking for us to provide. It seems to be very minimal, right? They ask, provide your most recent tax returns, or if you can't give that, hey, give bank statements, or give your employee, have your employer give a statement to say how much you make. That's really it. It doesn't seem to be these different. So how are we so sure what they're looking at, Tammy?
Well, so we know that in the 134 application itself, because 134 is not a new application. It's been around for years and years and years. It's specifically used with fiance visa and some of the other visas. Okay. So spousal visas and other immigrant visas traditionally use an 864, which is a visa for immigrant purposes. So we know the 864 requires a minimum of 125%. But again, we also know that the government has an expectation when you're bringing your family over, whether it's a spouse or your mother or your child, and they're using 125%, that they're going to live with you. Okay, so these are the things that we know from history. These are the things that we know from existing applications. So the 134 application is a financial declaration that is used for non-immigrant applications. So this parole program is non-immigrant, meaning they're not bringing the beneficiaries here to stay. The beneficiaries are coming for a term of time, which at this point is 2 years. Okay, so that's why the 134 and not a different document. And we know that the 134 traditionally requires a minimum of 100% of the poverty level. But we also know that that's not going to be adequate to provide for someone who may not be living with you. So is the reviewer going to get this in depth with the review? Maybe, and maybe not. But the reality is that as the sponsor, you need to be thinking through these things also, because the sponsor needs to realize that they are responsible for housing, food, medical care, and education. Okay. So it's not just I make the poverty line or I make more than the poverty line so I can sponsor one person. Once they get here, how does the sponsor maintain the beneficiary without the sponsor or the beneficiary becoming a public burden? So the sponsor can't fall into where they are using public resources, so Medicaid and et cetera, right? That's not what we want, even though they're a U.S. citizen. So we don't want to set the sponsor up for a situation where they bring someone over and they're paying for their housing and food, but then the sponsor falls into the category where they need Medicaid or food stamps or any other public housing assistance, whatnot, right? We don't want to create a public burden. Immigration law has talked over and over and over about creating a public burden, and Trump was really, really expressive about not creating a public burden by people immigrating. So we know that that's the things that the reviewers are looking at. So when you provide your tax information specifically to the reviewer, it will literally take like a moment for the reviewer to punch in your social security number and confirm that that is your tax information, that was your income. So again, that is a huge criteria. So those people who are like, oh, I didn't make as much last year, so I'm going to provide 12 months of bank statements, rather than punching in your number and having the reviewer just confirm you made $50,000 last year. If you provide them 12 months of bank statements, they have to go through and confirm what your income was, right? So one takes a lot longer than the other. So again, the program is predominantly sponsor based. Can the sponsor afford to sponsor a beneficiary? Okay. Once all of the income is confirmed, once the employment is confirmed, which again is super easy if you have a letter from your employer on letterhead. Or if you're self-employed, you write your own letter saying, I'm self-employed, put it on your business letterhead, and provide your tax information. All of those are very easily confirmable documents. But anyone who tries to give more, to not give exactly what they're asking for, those applications are going to take longer. If a reviewer can look at an application that has the tax information, your employer letter, and a letter from the bank saying your account was open in 2012, you maintain an average balance of $5,000 per day, blah, blah, blah. That is going to take the reviewer 3 minutes to review. If you provide them 12 months of bank statements, oh, I changed employers twice, so here's a couple of W-2s, here's some information on my contract, and they have to go through and review all of that, it's going to take them an hour. So no one really wants to go through and review that application. They're going to throw it to the side and pick out the faster, easier ones to review first, of course.
The application criteria, there's a lot of ors, right? You can provide IRS or your bank or your employer or even a bond. I mean, so what would you recommend? Is it sufficient to provide the IRS and that's it? Right. Or would you recommend to provide as much as you can? What's your thought? What's your experience on that?
So provide your tax receipts or your income tax statement from 2021, excuse me, your tax statement from 2021 or the transcript, whatever you can get. Provide a letter of employment from your employer confirming what your income is, because your income should match your tax statements. If it doesn't, we're going to have a problem, right? Or not we, but Uncle Sam will. And then provide a letter from the bank. And you don't have to provide bank statements. Those 3 forms are very, very simply enough. And I often tell people that I'm working with, don't give more. If you have adequate income, if you make adequate income to sponsor these folks, your beneficiaries, and you know that you can provide them housing and food and medical and education, you know that you can provide it, just provide that. Because then if you provide all your investment income, oh, I've got, a 529, I've got a Roth, I've got this, I've got that, and you provide all that, again, the reviewer has to review all of that and they have to confirm it. That takes time. If you want to use your home as an asset, you have to have an actual appraisal from an appraiser, not a Google, not Zillow, not realtor.com, right? You have to have a real appraisal from an appraiser, and you have to have all the documents from your house. But your house only counts for 1/5 of its value because your house isn't a liquid asset. Don't use it. Don't use it. It just takes the reviewer more time. Don't get a bond unless you have a problem with the income. Unless you don't make enough income, don't get a bond. Don't provide your investments. Don't provide your housing. Provide the basic information that is asked for and just let it be. And then don't call every day. Oh my goodness. I see people in some of these WhatsApp chats, they're calling USCIS every day. If you call them every day, how do you expect them to accomplish anything? Like, yeah, there are different people answering the phone than there are working on the files usually, but don't call them every day. Just, what is it? Let go and let God, like have a little faith. So everything is going to get through the process. USCIS has said that basically, they're guaranteeing review within 90 days. The program hasn't even been around 90 days. And we have people panicking and, oh, I'm going to withdraw my application, or my application wasn't approved yet, so I applied again. Don't apply again, because you're just clogging up the system, right? So let go and let God. Have a little faith, like stand on your own merit. You know what you did. Now, if you screwed up the application or if you did something wrong, whatever, then maybe apply again and then ask for the first one to be recused or taken away. I want to say retiré. My Creole's coming in with my English.
That'd be great. We mix it all the time. That's what we do. Language these twice in a paragraph while you're just talking to somebody. That's a territory. But yeah, go on.
It's tough. My brain goes back and forth. But yeah, so you can ask for the first dossier, the first file to be expelled or to be stopped because your second one is more clear. You You can also, after the fact, add unsolicited information. So I know people that have said, oh, I just got a big bonus. Oh, or there's something else that came up that would be great information to add. You can add unsolicited information inside your file after you've already submitted it. You don't have to do a second application. Okay. So going back to your question. So what is the most important part? The most important part is the sponsor, hands down. But not only is the sponsor giving their income information, but they also have to pass a background check. And this is what I think a lot of people forget, is that every state does background checks different. So if you're in Pennsylvania, because I do a lot of work in Pennsylvania, I know that I can put in someone's information and get their background check, their criminal background check, in a matter of 5 minutes. If you're in Georgia, it's a minimum of 2 weeks.
Who runs that background check? I remember in the application process there was a spot. Is it done automatically, or do I have to go to a private company and then they give me an output and I upload it? How's that work?
No, USCIS runs it automatically.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go to the state.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. It's all connected. But keep in mind that whatever state you belong in, whatever state you reside in, that state has to run a background check on you. Okay. So once your information is confirmed, your financial information is confirmed, then they send it for a background check. You know, I've heard that they pull credit history. I don't know about that. So I cannot confirm that. I've heard it, but you know, Yodim. So what did Tande?
No.
But I can't.
I thought about what the requirements of the sponsor is, but right after that, we'd love to hear, what are they looking at the parolee? You know, are they doing a background check on them? What minimal? I heard about vaccines. So once you finish that thought, jump into that, please, because I know a lot of folks have question marks there.
Okay. So one of the things that I will say about the sponsor is, if the sponsor has been on public benefits, if they have used Medicaid, if they are using housing assistance, the sponsor is not going to qualify. Okay. Because again, you cannot be using public benefits and bring someone in and use your money to keep them from having public benefits, but then you fall back onto using public benefits. It doesn't work that way.
There's levels of public benefits. For example, someone who's recently had a child. I know of other people who have kids and they use SNAP, like little, things that kind of help boost.
Right.
Is that sufficient not to be, or is it EBT, which is the real helping food program of poverty, people in poverty? Would SNAP count? If you're familiar with SNAP at all,
Right. So there's a difference between public benefits and then aid that's allowed by the state, right? So yes, like SNAP benefits are one thing. I've heard that food stamps are generally not counted. However, how is someone on food stamps going to provide food for someone else? Right. So you can say that food stamps aren't a public benefit, but at the same time, if you provide an application, if you submit an application as a sponsor and you're on food stamps because you can't afford food yourself,
right?
How can you adequately provide food for someone else? So people need to think through the ramifications of like, what have they done? I have one couple and I've spoke about it, and I actually did a couple interviews on how families are literally falling apart over this. I know one couple, recently married, American wife, Haitian husband, recently came to the US, just got off food stamps, just got off Medicaid, are just starting to make it because the husband can now work. And the parole program comes up, the Biden program comes up, and husband's mom and dad want to come to the US, right? And the wife says, we just got off food stamps. We just got off Medicaid. Like, Tammy, right. We can't afford the 2 children that we have and the 2 of us. And now his parents of the age of 65 plus want us to sponsor them to come too. She said, Tammy, we can't do it. And their marriage is on the rocks. And in fact, mom in Haiti has said, don't come back to Haiti and visit me if you're so selfish that you can't sponsor me.
Wow.
So I have seen this program literally ripping families apart because they can't afford to sponsor their extended family from Haiti. So I just tell people, give your family a lot of grace. This is a tough program because it's a huge decision to be a sponsor. Yes. So then once the sponsor is approved, then of course the review goes to the parolee. So the person, the beneficiary receiving parole. Now, I know you're going to talk to a former a former deportee. So, of course, we all know that there are different levels of bans from the United States depending on the circumstances of the crime, or some people were removed voluntarily. I know people that have come to the Mexican border, they were removed voluntarily, so they signed and went back to Haiti voluntarily. They weren't officially deported. There are different bans for different crimes, for different levels of removal, for different levels of returnees, as we call them. And so they all carry a different time, a ban of time. Okay. So in different circumstances, those deportees or those returnees are.
Ooh, we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Tammy. For some reason, your audio totally cut on us there. Totally cut on us. Hope it's not the signal. Could be your signal. Oh, Tammy is completely frozen now. Wait. You see some movement there, but still no sound. Very oddly. Give Tammy a minute, folks. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. In fact, I did a little faux pas there per what Tammy was saying, and I'm going to go right as soon as I get off this live. I'm going to go and make some corrections on the application. I'll tell you what. So, still can't hear you though, Tammy. Unfortunately, maybe close down or restart the laptop. Maybe, maybe you can still hear me. Okay, so Tammy will be right back. I'm learning a lot. We'll give this Tammy a minute. As she works through her hardware issues there. But I'm learning a lot. As I said, for real, I mean, I did a faux pas here or there as well. So, let's see if there's Tammy there. No, still not hearing you. Darn it. Still not hearing you. Even before, the audio was kind of cutting off a second, while you're talking, but then it would work. But I guess I bet somebody in government doesn't want us to break down the gems. They shut her off. They said, "Oh no, she's giving too much. Shut her off." Wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot, certainly, and we have a lot of folks here in the chat too. And I think you guys make sure you have your pen and paper out. I'm picking up some gems here, and we have Tammy on for another maybe 15, 20 minutes. We're gonna keep grabbing nuggets, Keep grabbing nuggets, And let me say what's up to a few folks in the chat while we're waiting. While we're waiting for Tammy. Edwin, what's up? See Edwin in the chat. We see Watson, Zoom in the house. Yours truly, PL, veteran of the chat in here. Happy to see you, man, or man or woman, whichever. Southern Corella Flava. What's up? What's up? James Lumen in the house. What's up, Clifford? How you doing, brother? Happy to have you here as well. Who else? We got Yugan Ugan Por for the first time. I'm seeing you in here. Happy to have you. The Dodard in the house. What's up, man? Happy to have you in the chat today. Excuse me. Happy to have you in the chat today. And I think that's all the new names I see in the chat. So what's up? Do I have anyone else I mentioned? Maybe Joseph Constant for live from New Jersey. Loving what we're doing. I see him in the chat. We got Guy Taliska. Guy Taliska in the house. What's up? We got Al, or is it Al? Al in the house as well. What's up? Happy to have you in the chat. Any luck, Tammy?
Okay. Nothing. Is that better or no?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. What was that? What setting was that? What did you press? No. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know. I did the having issues, a couple of other things, but anyway.
Okay.
So
parolee, yeah.
So yeah, the parolee, the beneficiary is actually, even if they're a deportee, they can still be qualified to be part of the program if they have stayed out for their ban of time. However, I do know that there are parolees that have tried to re-enter that had a lifetime ban. So, and they tried to re-enter, and upon re-entry, they were put back into prison, and they are being deported a second time. So
they approve the process. They get to customs here in America, and they're like, "Yeah, buddy, clip back."
Yep, sorry, so sorry. Right, somebody really screwed that one up. So, just so everyone's very clear, any felony is questionable about re-entry. Most felonies carry a 10-year, but a felony or anything with a gun or weapon. And so it doesn't have to be a gun, right? It can be a knife. It can literally be a fork for it to be a weapon. Okay. Any felony that has aggravated in it, that is a lifetime ban. So anyone who's had a felony needs to then look at their felony charges. They need to look at the original felony charges and the original felony convictions. Okay. And if there was an aggravated anything, then that's a lifetime ban. You cannot re-enter. So just to save anyone the heartache, the hassle, I can't even imagine what that person is going through. But and we need to keep in mind that for deportees, sometimes just because they're charged, they're never convicted. They're actually charged and deported.
Wow.
So you need to look at the original charges and the original convictions if there were convictions. Technically, that's not how life is supposed to work, but we know that in the world of deportations, sometimes they play by their own rules.
What about crime done in Haiti? Like say not a deportee, say it's someone maybe who did crime in America. For example, the situation we have right now with these bandits and these bandits. Can a Bunzi get approved? I'm sure Vita Lom, who's on the most wanted list, probably can't apply, but maybe lower down on the chain. Tell us about that piece of it.
I think they have Vita Lom's fingerprints somewhere, so he probably, again, his picture's everywhere, so we know what he looks like, right? But so when the program first came out, I had told people that they were going to need to go to DCPJ and get a criminal background check because that's done by Interpol, and I really truly believed that was going to be required because and we lost you.
You're there. Go ahead. I want to give you your spotlight. Go.
Thanks. We really believed that was going to be required. But it turns out that the fingerprint machine at DCPJ has not been functioning since about November. And the last time I called the inspector, he told me he did not know when they were going to even get it fixed. So that wasn't even possible. So people have been entering without a criminal background check. I do advise that parolees, before they come, go to the mairie and get a certificate of bon vie. Because you may need it later for various purposes, for various reasons. So I do advise all parolees, especially if you are married or think you might get married, to get a certificate of bon vie from the mairie. But other than that, there is a background check at the Interpol level. So they're going to ping that passport and whatnot at the Interpol level and make sure that there are no crimes attached to it, which would be how they would find out about deportees and whatnot through the passport number and the NIF number. But there's not an extensive background check that is done. There is also, as you mentioned, the beneficiary has to do an attestation that says that they have had their polio vaccine and their measles vaccine. Most people have had it. Most people can see the spot in their arm, so they know that they've had it when they were children, but don't have the actual vaccine card. And we do know that a minimum of one shot for COVID is required. The second shot can be obtained within 90 days. When the person gets to the United States, Customs and Border Patrol is maintaining an address for that person. And so what we have seen is that the local health department can contact that person and ask them to come in for TB tests. And if they need to get vaccines, if they don't have their card, they may be required to get that polio and MMR vaccine again, as well as the whole vaccine list. We're not quite sure exactly how that's going to play out. We've seen it in the actual humanitarian parole. So where applications are from the humanitarian parole side. So we're expecting that that's going to happen with just parole as well. Okay, so humanitarian parole is actually a completely different application where the beneficiary has to prove that they've been persecuted, that there's something that's happening that requires them to leave Haiti. So different application. This is just a parole program. It is based on humanitarian considerations, but this is just a parole program. The humanitarian parole program is different.
Okay.
So yeah, so there is some background check. There is some criminal, some look at a criminal background, but also keep in mind in Haiti, someone who has, I don't know, been driving with a gun in Moe and it goes into the local cahier, that's never going to be reported anywhere.
Right.
So, your criminal background check in Haiti is just going to be what it is, right? And remember, DCPJ does the police background check, but then for the court background check, we have the cahier judiciaire, and then we know the mairie has their own certificate of bon vie.
None of them are connected. Yeah,
so, and they're not connected,
Okay, so it's possible that some elements, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'll be honest. It just takes one knucklehead, to come through this program, do a criminal act, or potentially even a life is lost, and these Republicans are gonna jump on this like ain't nobody's business. So, hopefully, you'll get enough folks out before that time happens. So, but let's get a little more in depth. 2 years, okay. 2 years, 2 year program. It's the folks got to really understand that it's a 2 year program. But at the end of 2 years, what happens, and how much is the sponsor on the hook if the parolee says, what, I ain't going back to Haiti. You got your mind. What happens? What are the repercussions that are potential? Has that been talked about? What do we know?
Yes. So, as a beneficiary, for anyone who's listening, when you get to Customs and Border Patrol, when they ask you what you're going to do at the end of 2 years, the answer is not, I'm going to stay. Okay. That is a really quick way to get a free ticket back to Haiti. So I'm going to stay is never the answer. A better answer would be, sir, we don't know what's going to happen at the end of 2 years. We really hope that our country is going to get better so we can go home and rebuild our country. Great answer, right? So we don't know what's going to happen in 2 years. And that is the long and the short of it, right? The program was literally announced on inauguration day of the midterm election, or following the midterm election, right? So we're going to have either the same president or a new president. We don't know, right? One of those two is guaranteed, either the same or new, right? That's the extent of what we know. If we have the same president, there is the possibility that the program could be extended. We don't know that because we don't know the composition of Congress, right? And we don't know what's going to happen in April when the judge rules or actually has a hearing on the lawsuit that the 20 states have put against the program. So there are a lot of we don't knows. However, the program as written is for 2 years. So at the end of 2 years, anyone without a legal status or without an adjustment of status application in process will have to leave. Okay. This is not a path to a green card. This is not a path to citizenship. And there really is only one path to green card or citizenship from this program, and that is marriage. Okay. So as a young person, to get a student visa, if a young person comes, school age, college age, and they want to get a student visa, their sponsor can help them apply for college, apply for school, and stay on a student visa, change their status to an F1 student visa. However, the school has to be private. It can't be a public school. So that is possible for young people. They can change to a student visa and stay for the term of their education, but the education has to be private.
Okay.
So there is also the possibility for those people who do go to school, especially if they try and do university, that if they are able to finish university or get far enough that they can find an employer that would sponsor them, they can get sponsored for an employment visa, right?
Wait. I'm sorry. I thought one of the first things you that happened when you got here, you got a social security number, you could work, and then you also even got a $400 little stipend or something. Is that not true?
Okay. Let's back up. So when the beneficiary enters, once they enter the United States and they have an I-94, they are allowed to apply for employment authorization. Okay. The employment authorization process for this is the exact same employment authorization process for TPS.
Mm.
It's the same form. It's the same process. We are seeing employment authorization for TPS almost exactly 1 year from application.
Yikes.
So
You gotta
9
apply
months
till you
to
get
1
here.
year. Right. 9 months to 1 year is what we're looking at. Now, the Biden administration has claimed that they are going to speed up those authorizations. Their goal is 3 months. Of course, we've not seen that yet because we've not even had the program for 3 months. So, in April, we'll be able to say, okay, was the employment authorization any faster? Or is it still tracking at 9 to 12 months, which every TPS case I did got employment authorization almost to the day, 12 months after application.
Wow.
So it's 1 year without employment. Okay. Now that employment authorization extends to the last day of your parole. So if you entered on March 2nd, 2023, your parole ends March 1st, 2025. So if you get employment authorization, your employment authorization is good until March 1st of 2025, period. Okay. So one way, again, this is not a program, this parole program is not a program to a green card. This is not a program to citizenship. This is 2 years and then you go, unless you've changed your status in some way. Okay. So again, if someone is studying, they could continue to study, but it has to be at a private institution. You cannot use any public funds to be on a student visa. So no community college, state university, only if you pay out of state or international tuition. And that's up to the state by state. They have different requirements that they're going to put on the students, because some states will allow parolees to be there as a in-state, and some will require them to pay out-of-state tuition, and some will require them to pay international student tuition. So that's going to be state by state. Okay. But for a student visa, to change to a student visa to allow that student to stay beyond the 2 years, the student has to go to a private school, 100% funded by a private sponsor. Okay. So for the employment visa, it's the only other path to really staying besides marriage, which we'll get to in a minute. But so if someone, while they're here, finds an employer that is willing to sponsor them for the employment visa,
like H1 sort of deal, like a H1 something.
H1, yep, exactly. Then the employer can apply. And once that application is in process, that person is essentially safe, right? They can stay until the application is approved. Or if the application is denied, then they have to go back.
But I'm sure somebody's getting a little hope of that. But I can tell you the H1, you got to be highly technical, right? We're talking, highly tech, something doctor or something. You know what I mean? Really up there.
Generally a 4-year degree minimum. But there are some technical jobs where if you have a 2-year degree, so if you participate in a 2-year degree program in something, techie, you could try and get an H-1B. So there are ways to get employment visas. Now, some employment visas offer a path to then green card, right? But this program does not offer a path to green card. You have to take another step, whether it be an employment visa or marriage. Okay. And this is my advice to everyone. Even if someone applies for their fiance and they've already submitted a fiance visa, we've all seen 90-day fiance. So we know that if you have a fiance visa, you have to get married within 90 days. There's this crazy magic rule in immigration, and it's called the 90-day rule. And it says, if you don't tell immigration at the time that you enter that your intent is to get married, like if you enter on a non-immigrant visa, if you enter on any kind of a visa other than a K-1, and you get married within 90 days, it's considered fraud. You're considered to have lied. So on this program, do not get married until after day 91. I don't care.
As much as Haitian men fall in love quickly as a little joke that used to,
exactly.
that meme world of, first date, I love you.
Exactly. Even if you knew one another before, even if you were fiancés before, even if you were engaged before, 91 days. 91 days. After that, you can get married. Okay. And people have said, well, this program isn't clear whether the 90-day rule applies. Do you want to take the chance? Do you want to take the chance? Because I wouldn't want to take the chance for someone to be deported because we didn't wait 91 days. So, yeah. So if you're going to come and get married, make sure you wait 91 days. And after that, then you can get married, fall in love, do whatever you want. But, yeah. So this program, again, after 2 years, you're expected to leave. And that's something that people are really going to have a hard time with because we really don't think anyone is going to leave.
So what are the repercussions though? What do you think?
So what happens?
The ICE unit is going to be, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen, or what do you go ahead?
Well, so the sponsor has signed a contract with the federal government saying that they are responsible for the beneficiary. The contract does not end in 2 years. There's nothing in the contract that says at the end of 2 years you're off the hook. So if the person overstays, the sponsor continues to be responsible. Period.
But what does that mean, though? What does that mean?
You continue to pay. You continue to pay housing, food, employment, education, and medical. And, we haven't really talked about medical, but medical is a huge thing because basically you cannot buy medical insurance on the Affordable Care Act marketplace. You have to buy medical insurance on the open marketplace because you can't buy medical insurance that's been subsidized or where public funds are used. So the sponsor has to buy medical insurance on the open marketplace, which is going to run $500, $750 a month per person, right? Maybe less for a family, and or the option of paying cash out of pocket for medical expenses.
So that's the way it should work. But the way it probably is going to work is the sponsorship is here. Thank you, sir, for providing me, your sponsorship, and go on your way. And then 2 years happens. My question is, what do you think the government is going to do to enforce, is the government going to turn around and maybe pass a secondary law to say, hey, you're a sponsor. If that person's not out, you're going to be fined, or what, what's the teeth? Where's the teeth at? Where's the teeth?
What do I think? Well, so technically the beneficiary can sue the sponsor. If the sponsor does not provide medical insurance, or the sponsor does not pay, for example, medical bills. We already have a Supreme Court case where the beneficiary couldn't adjust status because they had medical bills. So they couldn't adjust status to get their green card because there were outstanding medical bills where they had used public funds. And so they sued the sponsor to force the sponsor to pay the medical bills, and they won because the court said, sponsor, you signed up for this.
Oh, well,
you signed on the bottom line.
You're right there. So you're saying the parolee could potentially sue you at any time if you're not providing housing or food or interesting. Hello, are you guys paying attention? You guys paying attention? Hello.
There are a lot of caveats to this. Hello. It's not as simple as it looks on its face. There's a lot of caveats, and I've expressed this before in a lot of chat groups, and people will argue with me and say that that's not true. That's not true. The beneficiary cannot use Medicaid. So there are states that will allow the parolee to use Medicaid. But what we're seeing, especially in Haiti, is if someone used Medicaid and then needs to renew their visa is canceled until they pay the Medicaid bill in full. So if someone comes in and uses Medicaid, if the sponsor allows them to use Medicaid, first of all, the sponsor's on the hook for the Medicaid bill. Second of all, if the sponsor doesn't pay the bill, then the beneficiary has to pay it. One of the two has to pay it, sponsor first and then beneficiary. If beneficiary doesn't pay it, they can't get a visa in the future. And there's a question if they can adjust their status, because if there are outstanding public debts, you can't adjust your status. Okay, so people are saying, oh, some of the states are giving $400 to the parolees, $400 per month to the parolees as they come in. As a sponsor, you need to understand that if that's public money, public funds of any kind, the sponsor can be on the hook for repayment. And we have seen time and time again, I have been involved time and time again in cases where the federal government has come back and asked for reimbursement to a state program. Now, remember, those of us who know our civics, the federal government and the state government are two different things. They have two different powers. They have two different abilities, right? The state can give you benefits. The state can give you Medicaid. The state can give you food stamps. But if you sign a contract with the federal government that says, I will not allow this person to be a public burden, and they take any public money, with one exception, and that's education, that's schools, but they take any public money, you, the sponsor, can be responsible for repaying it. The federal government can force the sponsor to repay it. The state government doesn't have to. The federal government can, because you signed a contract with the federal government, not the state government. And that's what people need to understand. This is not as easy as it looks on its face.
I am getting that, and this conversation has been very enlightening. I guess one more question to ask. This 20-state appeal, will it be successful? What grounds are they using? Is it going to get anywhere? And if it is successful, what happens? Is it everyone that's here got to go back right away, or is it grandfathered in? You know, what are the potential consequences if it's successful?
Right. So we have seen on the docket that the actual hearing is scheduled for, or hearing on the motion is scheduled for April 25th. So that's kind of the day to keep in mind. Even though there have been other things filed after that, it appears that the Republicans are really holding out to wait for the 25th for an actual hearing, which is very smart on the Republican side, right? People have heard me say before, this is really a political issue. This is not anyone being nice to Cubans, Haitians, Venezuelans, or Nicaraguans. This is a public policy issue. This is to stop immigration at the southern border, because at this point, if you come to the southern border without going through these processes, you're going to be turned away and returned.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. So really, this is a cost shifting program to shift the burden of the cost of people immigrating through the southern border from the public to a private sponsor. Period. This is all this is. So we're going to hear in about a year's time, we're going to hear the Democrats talk about how many people were entered, and they're all now on private sponsorship versus public, and how much money that has saved the public fund, the public government, right? How much the public has saved because this program has shifted the burden. That's what we're going to hear. And that is what it is. It's not right. It's not wrong. It just is, right? It completely shifting the burden. So this hearing is going to be, I mean, yes, the judge that has it, it's being heard in Texas. The program is being attacked by saying Biden didn't have the authority to create this program, wherein the same people that are attacking this said Biden didn't have the authority over Title 23, right? So they're kind of speaking out of both sides of their face. But so they know that they have to go through a full hearing and let this go through the court process, right? So what can happen? At the district court level, it's a federal district court, the judge can say the program stops until XYZ. They can say the program stops immediately. Now, technically, the people that are in are in. The people that are out are out. The question is going to be the people with approvals that have not come in yet. And I say that's going to be the question because from what I have seen, you can get to Haiti right now, but to fly back from Haiti, the seats are pretty much booked through March 17th is what I heard. I did not check the last couple of days, but when I was checking, they were pretty well booked.
Again, you can fly. I can fly to Haiti, but coming out, how long you seen the bookings?
March 17th was last I saw.
Yikes.
So, and I would have to double check that. But I will.
And then you're saying those are people leaving on Biden, you think?
Right. Right. They're averaging between 100 and 140 people per flight.
Ching, cash. They're cashing. JetBlue and Spirit, they're cashing in right now, boy.
Oh, they're cashing in so much.
Bonza.
That when I came to this conference, so I came out a couple of days early, so I could prepare. And they're cashing in so much that tickets, I had bought my ticket a long time ago, thankfully. Tickets were $3,000 for a one-way Port-au-Prince to Miami.
Yikes.
When I got to the airport, they offered me $1,200 to give up my seat and take a flight the next day.
Yeah.
And they had offered $900 the day before. They offered $1,200 the day that I was coming out. And they said that they were anticipating they would offer $1,500 the next day because they had so oversold the flight at such a high cost. The tickets were at such a high cost that they could afford to give $1,200 and $1,500 to wait a day.
I tell you what, I recently flew into Haiti and out, and I noticed the first thing I remarked, now it's making sense. I'm like, this is a big plane. I'm like, it's not usually like, it's like like almost down there international flight to Europe. I mean, we're talking big old planes now. And I think that's the difference since the Biden program. They're sending much bigger planes. When I was talking to my friend from American, he said most of the planes they've got right now are 235 passengers, and they've been seeing 100 to 140 people per flight. Yes. And you can tell when you're in the airport, you can tell they've all got their papers in a manila envelope and they're trucking around. And of course, they don't know what to do and they don't know how to get through security. And so go early if you're going to fly out because it's a mess. But so what's going to happen? Realistically, yes, the court is going to do what's called stay the program. It's going to freeze the program. So if you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. But the question is going to be those people who have already gotten approval, because the approval, again, is only approval to fly to the border, fly to the point of entry and ask for entry, right? So technically the authorization still stands. It's what's going to happen when they get to the border to ask for entry. Is Customs and Border Patrol going to grant authorization to people that have already gotten authority to travel? Or are they going to say, as of this date, no? And that's something that the court can determine and will likely determine. And they'll likely in their ruling set out the exact rules and we'll know. But it will literally be like, as of today, everybody's coming, and as of tomorrow, nobody. And it's going to be that quick. When the case first came out, I had a couple of clients that basically said, we're going to wait a week or so before we come out. We've got some things to do. And I said, what do you have to do? And one of my clients said, we need to sell a car. I said, is a $3,000 or $5,000 car more important than entry into the U.S.? Nope. I said, good. Get your butt on the next flight. Get on the plane. Get out.
Because at first we didn't know the date that he was going to set for the hearing. And he could have had a hearing that day or the next day. But since he actually set a date, we know the date. But still, I wouldn't play with it. If once you get approval, I tell everyone that calls, once you get approval, buy your ticket and come. Especially because a lot of the people that I work with are family members. Okay. And I know we got to kind of wrap up because I know you've got to move on to your next fabulous guest, but I want to really put in a couple of plugs here. One is to make sure that if you're deciding to be a sponsor, to make sure that you're sponsoring someone who cares about your financial future. Because it's a huge responsibility. You need to have someone who's invested in your financial future also. I know that there are a lot of organizations that are trying to help people find sponsors, and I salute them. But I also think as an individual in the US, just be careful. Just be really careful. You need to find someone who is invested in your financial future also. The other thing is, for the people in Haiti, do not accept a sponsor that you have not met. We already know of trafficking cases. We have already heard of people contacting individuals by Facebook and IG and saying, hey, I'm willing to sponsor someone from Haiti, would love to sponsor you. Can you just send me your passport, your ID, a few photos? When you get to the US, we'll guarantee employment. Okay, this is most likely a human trafficking situation. And the few situations that I know of that this has happened, the person has gotten to the United States and disappeared, no contact.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's why I give a warning on both sides. If you're going to be a sponsor, think through your responsibilities and make sure, we have a lot of people. I believe there were 7,500 family members waiting for interviews at the embassy. So this program has allowed those family members to skip that interview at the embassy, come into the United States, and then ask for an adjustment of status in the US. Okay, this has been a great family reunification program. It truly has. But as a sponsor, think about who you're sponsoring. And as a beneficiary, please make sure you know who the sponsor is. You know, if you go through one of the programs that's organizing sponsors, that's great. But make sure you know who they are. You've made contact with them. You've spoken with them. You have some sort of references. You know where you're going, because we are already seeing human trafficking happening because of this program.
Tammy, you dropped incredible nuggets this entire conversation. I recommend anyone who came in late into this conversation, I highly recommend, you know, once this live ends, you're going to be able to, you know, rewind, go back. I think even if you're on YouTube, I think you can still actually go back and listen to the beginning and lots of nuggets. I know for a fact, as soon as I get off the phone, my wife and I, we're going to review the application I have. There's a thing or two I didn't do. I'm not going to snitch on myself what I didn't do, but I know I didn't do them, so I'm going to go back and do them ASAP.
Let me give you one more little nugget, Chris. Sure. You know, one of the things that I tell people when you're doing an application that's going to make a huge difference. If I was going to send you a letter, Chris, and I was going to send you documents, I would not just stuff a bunch of documents in an envelope and mail them, right? I would say, dear Chris, you know, enclosed you will find A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, here's what they're for or whatever. Sincerely, Tammy. In your application, why would you do any different? You need to include a cover letter with your financial documents that basically summarizes in like a 3-second read or a 30-second read your financial situation. You know, to whom it may concern, I am so happy to be able to provide, you know, to submit this application for my mother-in-law. She's going to be staying with my wife and I. We're so excited to be reunified. You'll be able to see, according to the documents, that we have, you know, adequate income to bring her over here, to allow her to stay with us. She'll be staying in our house with us. We'll provide her food, medication. You know, if she needs education, if she wants English as a second language, we're happy to provide her. But again, anything we do, we provide a cover letter. Why wouldn't you do the same with this? Do a really brief, like 3 to 5 lines, so that the reviewer can, in literally 30 seconds, be like, oh, decent application, or he's sponsoring who for what? You know, so basically just that will help your application so much, because it literally gives them everything they need to know in 30 seconds. They can confirm the information and you're done.
Pro tip. I'm going to use that too. Tammy, your contact info, let them know. How can they find you? Because I know you do immigration, both ends too, even Haitians coming in, right. Help with passports and the real estate questions. I mean, you name the gauntlet. Yep. You help with it. You and the law firm you're working alongside of. Please, info, and I'll type it in as you give it.
So Haiti Legal Gal is Haiti_legal_gal is my IG. Very easy to contact me there, or you can email or you can message me, Tammy Ray, on Facebook. Just because you message me doesn't mean you need to be my friend. You can ask me a question and you don't have to be my friend. Not to be rude, but just, you know, feel free to ask me questions and whatnot there. Those are the easiest ways to contact me. IG definitely easiest. And then, yeah. Tammy Ray on Facebook. And so Tammy Ray drop me a message.
All right, Tammy. We've gained lots. You know, Tammy's an open book. Reach out, and don't forget she's also a practicing attorney. So just know at some point, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to hire her services. You understand this, you know. But you know, highly recommend.
And I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I really don't encourage people to hire anyone to do this application. You've done it. It's easy. Do it yourself. If you want to hire anyone to do anything, pay like $200. I charge a $200 1-hour consult fee. I'll look over your application and tell you what you need. I don't get to see your financials. I don't want to see your financials. I don't want your tax return in my inbox. So why not an email? Because if you hit me up on IG or on Facebook and you have a legitimate case and you have questions, then I'll give you my email. But if you don't and you just have a one question, then we can answer them by IG. So anyway,
2010, you know, this is 2021. It's IG and Facebook. What are you talking about? Come on now.
I know. If you want my email, you can have it. It's $200 an hour. But yeah, I advise everybody, do the application yourself. If you want somebody to look over it, pay somebody for an hour worth of work to look over it. Do not pay $2,000 and give someone every ounce of your financial information to do this application. It takes 35 minutes for you to do it, 45 at the top. Okay.
Boom, boom. Tammy, thank you so much for your time today. Much appreciated. We'll keep an eye on this legal case. Maybe we'll bring it back depending on the way it goes. Thanks for always being available as a resource. Any final words before you go?
No, I'm here. I'm here if you need me. So just hit me up on IG or Facebook. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Chris. Can't wait to sit and listen to your next guest. It's going to be awesome.
Tammy, Kebela, merci pour tout ba ou fait pour nous. Aïe bobo. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Tammy, guys. That was Tammy Ray. Lots of info there, meat packed. Again, if you came late to the show, you can rewind, you can go back, you can get some more info. I know we get our next guest waiting a little bit. I'm not going to waste too much time. So our next guest is someone who's actually been on the show before. There's an episode. If you actually let me actually see if I can find it as quickly as I feel like I should be able to find it. If you go to YouTube, SeeJeanty, I'm probably going to give you guys a quick little thing here. SeeJeanty, let me see, Deportee. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah, right away. Let's see. Yeah. Views from Haiti, Deportees. Man, I was skinny. Woo! I gotta do something about that. But I'm looking at the episode right now. You can see it, and very well viewed. Actually, at 42,000 views. A lot of folks appreciate the conversation that we had there. And at the time, this individual was a co-founder of an organization that was helping deportees transition into Haiti, helping them with, Haiti's a special place, and getting a left-right direction is pretty difficult, especially for a lot of these deportees were coming in. They never been to Haiti once in their whole lives, right? And so his organization was helping with that. And lo and behold, this individual, I'm watching TikTok, and lo and behold, I see him, being embraced at the airport, and he was in the States, and I was like, what? I love my Disney endings. I love where the good guy wins at the end of the day, right? And the good guy has won, and he's on to come and give his perspective, his rundown. He's gonna catch us up on what he was about doing before, and ultimately what he's gonna be doing now. So without further ado, I welcome Mackenzie, aka Matt Daddy, with us here on the live. Matt, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Chris? How you doing? Everything's good.
I am good. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. That black background ain't doing you justice, man, because it's kind of dark in there. Can't really see you too much. Maybe get some light. The light in the back it doesn't help. Is anyone get some light in front of you in any way?
Hold on.
Okay, that's much better. There we go. There we go.
Right.
There we go. We can see you clearly, fully now. Yo, Mac, I'm happy. First and foremost, thanks for taking the time out this Sunday. I know you probably got, you going left and right. You're probably doing a lot of different things since you've been back. Is America the same as you left it? What's your first impressions coming back, man? How do you feel?
No, first of all, I just want to give all glory to God.
Awesome.
All glory to God and Jesus to making this possible, just to making this happen. Because 12 years in Haiti is an experience. Just the cars are way different from the time that I left.
A lot more Teslas, right? A lot more Teslas on the road.
Yes, there's electric cars now, so things are way different. It's a transition. It's a transition.
And I tell you what, one of the biggest. I mean, from 2017 when I first started engaging in Haiti to now, I mean, a Big Mac used to cost $4 or $5. Now you'd be lucky after you get your drink and fries, not to pay $15. This is Florida. I'm talking. Like $30 in a mortgage in California at this point. But yeah, so you're back. What if you don't? You tell us the state. What state are you in?
I'm in Florida.
Okay, back to sunny FLA. You're not, you're in New York and you're the cold and the snow. You ain't about that life. Keep the climate the same. Okay, that's good. That's good. So walk us. Let's take a step back before we get into the immigration and all that piece. Let's start from where we last left you, and from where we last left you. You were, in fact, let me do something. Let me see, because we had this awesome B-roll package. Let's see. Yeah, right there. Let's start right there. I'm gonna do something real quick. Bear with me. It's worth it.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Bam. So this is where we last. Mac got some height on him. A few inches. So that was just a quick little thing here from the episode. Had to do it. So from that point, when you were running Dip.org and everything, walk us through. Well, how is Dip.org? Tell us about that experience running Dip.org. How many deportees were you able to help? Run us through that.
From that time. I want to say that was 2020. I want to say, from 2020 to 23, we helped a lot of people. I want to say on the average, every time the plane came through, it was an average of maybe 15 to 20 deportees, and we registered them. We called their families. We did a lot of good things, a lot of family reunification, especially in Haiti, helping people to find their families, helping them to locate where their family is if they're in Underhill. So that was a real good experience, and just giving a lot of guys shelter too, because a lot of those guys, when they come to Haiti, their family will receive them for just a couple of nights, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're a dip. You're bringing too much problems to the area," so they'll put them out. Like they'll probably stay with them for a week, and after that they'll call me and be like, "Oh, I don't have a place to stay." So we'll end up just doing a fundraiser to help them just get funds to rent them apartments. And we end up teaming up with O&M, and just help get them clothing, get them food vouchers, phones. We did a lot. And it was females that came through, and we helped them. We helped one female. She came through and she didn't have a place to stay at all, and that was an experience because it was just hard to find her apartment. So she ended up staying at the hotel for a while with us. So that was a good experience, just to help just all the deportees and just see them now today, and see all the ones that we helped. Some of them are in Dominican Republic, some are still in Haiti, and some was even putting in for the application so they could try to get through. Because like I put it on my Facebook, the first deportee to come through the Biden program, because I don't know if there is somebody else, but I haven't seen nobody post it up or make it publicly known that they are. So that's why I put the first deportee to come through on the Biden program, because it's like I just wanted to just shed light to a lot of my brothers and sisters back in Haiti, to let them know that it's possible. And
now, your time in total, from the time you were deported to coming back, how many years was that?
That was 12 years. From
12
years. Yeah, 12 years.
Ooh-wee. For some reason, I thought it was a lot less than that. 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
Goodness. And so I don't know, after 12 years, man, you know, it's hard for me to conceptualize that because 12 years, that's more than a decade. You know, I'm sure you had your process, you know, you're living your life there, you're going through your motions, as it were. Did you ever have hope that you'd get back to America? Like, was that always something you determined you were going to do, or did this just happen and you said, okay, well, I'll try, we'll see what happens, can't hurt, you know, and if I get approved, I get approved, I don't. What was the level of, I guess, determination, or did you kind of, were you already just forgot about it and you were just living the hate? What were you on the spectrum of wanting to return to Haiti?
To be honest with you, a year ago, I got real ill. I suffered a stroke in Haiti.
Wow.
Yeah, I suffered a stroke. Yeah, I got real ill in Haiti, and me and my fiance Meliana, we ended up moving to Dominican Republic for 3 months. And when I was in Dominican Republic, I was just working, but it was always a voice. It was always, you know, the Holy Spirit just kept on telling me to come back to Haiti, And in my mind, I said, I'm going to come back and just continue with Dips Org and continue helping the deportees out and just continue going to the plane. But due to the country, I couldn't do it. And once I came down there, once I went back to Haiti, so I just really just got more into following God. I gave my life to Jesus, and I just slowed down and just take every day one step at a time. And I just kept praying and just kept asking God for what is his plan? What is his plan for me? What's the next step for me in Haiti? And and below, the program came. And my fiance said, this is what we've been praying for. So let's try. And me just being real skeptical about it, I said, man, I don't know. But I know I've been praying for it, and I know this is the door that got open, and we applied for it on January 8th, and I got approved on January 24th. And I came in.
Wait, how many days that? Wait, say that again. You applied
January 8th.
Okay, and then
I got approved January 24th.
Jeez, that's about 2 weeks ish. Man, that's quick. That's pretty good. Okay.
You know, so yeah, that's why I say all glory to God. That's why I said I really wanted to put this story out here to show people that no matter what you've been through, especially us deportees, because a lot of us just feel like once you get to Haiti, that's it, you know, that's it. Because Haiti's, go ahead.
Not because we had an attorney who, you know, legal professional who gave a lot of perspective. You know, of obviously your sponsor applied for you, but what do you know of what they did that you maybe could share with someone else to help them also have a quick turnaround or best chance? What is there a tip or two that you think you know that you could share to someone? What do you think, man?
The tip I could say is use your real name. Be honest. Yeah, be honest on the application on both ends. Use your real name and send in the data that they asking, as the W-2, the W-2, the bank statements, send all those.
Do all that. Okay.
Yeah, ASAP, you know. And especially on the deportee side, make sure you have a passport, because to be just blatant, a lot of us don't have passports. And you know, it was just like I just had my passport because I was just came from renewing the passport, so that was good. So I had my passport and I had my I had everything just in line, you know. I really just had everything in line, and it just the only advice I could really give to somebody is just know that you're gonna get it. Just know that you're gonna get it. Because a lot of people asking me like, how was it? Was it experience when you going through immigration and stuff like that? And to be honest, they're not looking for if you have crimes. They're not looking on no background checks. They're not looking at stuff like that. They're really just looking to get you in ask you questions, get you fingerprinted, and just get you out, because the process is real simple. It's real simple once you get to the airport.
And that's one thing let's take a quick detour. You know, I don't necessarily want you to share what happened because listen, that's 12 years ago. You know, that's a long time. You know, we all have our periods of being young and dumb. Trust me, if you knew me at 16, 17 years, I'm a different guy from today. Trust me, between the tension and just being a knuckle, trust me, I'm a different guy. You know, you would have counted me out if you knew me at 16 versus today. That's a fact, right? But certainly, I think when we're talking offline, there were some elements of unfairness that happened in that process, right? You know, talk to me a few about like how, you know, versus someone else, you know, how, the unfairness of the process. Because I certainly haven't experienced it, but you have. Talk about that process of when you're first being deported, like, you know.
The whole process of being deported, it was unfair because I was young and I didn't have counsel. You know,
Wow. So they didn't even get you no attorney, no representation. They just kind of, they shoved it on you.
Yeah, wow. and it was just I would say it was a mass deportation around 2010, 2011. It was just mass deportation, and a lot of us that was deported with me, we didn't get to even see a judge.
Wow.
We didn't have travel documents. A lot of these travel documents came at night.
You can even share your taste of why. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, they just picked you up around 3 o'clock in the morning and put you in a bus, and next thing you know, around 5 o'clock in the morning, you're already shackled and you're going to Miami airport to go to Haiti. So it was real unfair. Just the whole proceedings, just the whole just trying to find a lawyer, trying to get a court date, especially for your family that's on the outside. Because just to communicate with them, it was impossible because you had to go through either at that time it was you had to call on the phone, and the phone calls was like $10 a minute. It was real expensive for you just to communicate with your family to let them know where what's going on with you. And then they had these detention centers that was in remote locations, and your family had to drive hours upon hours. And when they do get there, they probably wouldn't even see you, so you can even discuss your case or what's going on. So the process was a process of just it was real unfair. You know, it was real just to get you out. I feel
real inhumane by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
so I think certainly the storyline arc has come full circle where, you know, a bit of justice in a way, you know, that you're back. And I'm curious though, when you're going through like, okay, plane ticket, get on the plane. First off, tell me about at the airport in Haiti. What sort of, you know, where they looked over the paperwork and they gave you no issues there, right? The airline attendant and the Haitian customs, there was no issues there, right?
Yeah, when you get through the once you get to the airport at once you get to the airport in Haiti in Port-au-Prince, they ask you for your travel documents, the approval letter, and with that approval letter, they ask for your passport, and they take that in a room and they stand you to the side, like you get out the line with all the regular people, and they put you on another line, a line for everybody that's on the Biden program, and then they go scan your passport to make sure it's a real passport. Then they scan the documents. They call they call Homeland Security to make sure that it's a real travel document.
Real travel document.
Coming through Haiti, there's been a lot of frauds.
I can imagine.
There's been a lot of frauds. People just making fake travel documents to travel out. So that's a process in itself. But once you get past that process, is a smooth ride.
So you're on the plane. You get out the plane. Now you're walking to U.S. Customs, right? And now you're at a U.S. Customs Patrol agent. Talk to what happens then. What questions are they asking you? Looking, how is the first? What was that like?
Once you get off the plane, they separate all the American citizens from the visa holders to the people who's on residence, the people who's on visa. They put you on separate lines. And
this is Miami International or Fort Lauderdale?
No, I came into Miami International.
Okay, that's Miami. Okay.
So once you get to Miami International, they separate you. They put all the American citizens on one side and everybody with a visa holder and everybody who's on the program on a different line. And once you go through that line, you present your passport. They scan your passport and they take a picture of you and they fingerprint you. And then the agent asks, "What are you doing in what is your reason for being in America?" And then you present to him your travel documents. And then once you present your travel documents, he puts you in another line with everybody that's going through the program. Now you're out of the line with the residents people, and you're out of the line with the people that's there on on visas. Now you're in a line with just people who's in the program, and there's a lot of different nations. You see people from Cuba, you see people not just Haitians,
Okay, yeah,
not just
true.
Haitians. And then they take you to then they take you to the back room. And when I got to the back room now, and everybody's getting nervous because nobody knows what's going to happen in the back room. So once you get to the back room, they have three different just waiting rooms, and they're all filled back to back with people. Just so many people in those rooms. Like you're gonna stay in them rooms for at least 3.5 hours, just waiting. And from there, you're waiting, and they already have your passport. And all you have is your travel documents, and they call you by name, and they called me. They said McKinson, and once I walked up, and they asked me the name of the person that sponsors me, what's my relations to the name with that person, and then they ask you also the address that you're going to, and then they also ask you have you ever been arrested in Haiti before? And obviously I never been arrested in Haiti at all. So I answered no, and I told him the relations, and I told him the address. And then after that, he scans your he take a picture of you, do the retinal scan, and then he fingerprints you, and he goes from thumb to pinky, individual fingers, and then he fingerprints you with the 4 fingers. And after that, he stamps your passport, sign your passport, and he give you an entry form, an I-94 form, and they send you on your way. And they say, "Welcome to America."
To America.
Yes, send you on your way. That's why I said glory to God, man, because a lot of people just put in their mind that you're gonna get arrested, and that you need all of these different things that you have to say. And the process is just so simple, just like the process when you was getting deported, how they made that process how they made that process real simple. And coming back in America is real simple. Is not a stressful process at all. It's really not. And I just want to stress that fact to a lot of people who's watching, our live, that this is not a stressful process at all. It's a in and out process, because the agent that you're talking to, he's an American Haitian agent, and he's speaking to you in Creole.
Oh, that's great. Oh, okay. So I have a Haitian there. Oh, to help receive you and process you. That's good. That's good.
Yes, because because like I said, it's a lot of Haitians, it's a lot of Cubans, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans. It was a lot, and it's just and in those waiting rooms, it's just so many people. It's just so many people that would take.
How long did it take? Were you there 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours?
I landed in Miami at 3:20, and I left the waiting room area at like 6:40.
Okay, 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Okay. It's too crazy.
Yeah, it's a wait. It's a wait.
Okay.
But it's a well worth wait to just come back and have your family there waiting for you.
Listen, I walk us through. Okay, they say, all right, have a good day, go on, and you stand up from that chair, you walk through that door. Just walk us through that emotion you have as you take each step closer to that final door. You open up, and now you're in the general hallway of the airport. To walk us through that emotion. How are you feeling, man?
When I'm leaving the whole immigration area, it was just real. It really was. To just be walking back out, because you gotta understand, us deportees, when you're walking to come to Haiti, you're shackled. You have shackles on your feet, you have shackles on your hands. So now that you're coming out, and you're really coming out free, it's a different experience. It's a real different experience, and it's a blessing. It really is. It really is a blessing just to be walking and just seeing all the other people, and they all telling you hi, and everybody's real welcoming, and everybody's just showing you where to go get your bags at. And you gotta understand, for me coming at 3:30, me landing at 3:30, my bag was like almost like hand given to me, because as soon as I walked out, my bag was sitting right there waiting for me. So and then just the whole process of getting to the exit, and just because there's a lot of families out there, they all have balloons, they have bears, and they're all just waiting for their family. And as soon as you walk through the door, they're just cheering for you, and they're more excited than you to see you just walk through the door and have your family just to hug you and just get back and be back in America. It's just like wow, because being in Haiti for 12 years and just going through the day-to-day life in Haiti, it just Haiti's a place where it's a real emotional place, and it's a place where you could really get sucked into a lot of emotions and a lot of negativity. You really can, and it just make you start getting discouraged and just feel hopeless. So once you see you're actually back in America and you're just walking out of the airport, and it's like wow, and it just hits you. And even me, I started
a little bit. You just you and me here. You tear a little bit, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. I got teary eyed because a lot of us being deported, we thought we'd never see our moms again. We'll never see our loved ones again. So just coming through back on this process, man, is a process that I just tell everybody. This is the process made for not just deportees, but for Haitians, for all of us. It was something that that God opened up so we could reunite with our families.
How many you on the airplane, your airplane? How many other program people do you think were there?
Oh man,
50, 100, whole plane, half plane?
I would say the whole plane.
Really,
the whole plane, because just to show you how spectacle and how people just think that that it's not gonna work. Because JetBlue was filled. You couldn't find a JetBlue ticket, so I had to take American Airline. And when I took American Airline, it was just filled. It was just filled up, and it was just and I ended up getting a window seat, so I could just see me leaving Haiti and just actually see me departing from Haiti. And everybody, the whole plane was just talking about the same thing. What questions are they going to ask? What should I say? What should I do? Because there was a lot of people thinking that they was going to ask all these outrageous questions, and they don't.
Who was the second president of the United States?
And it is a simple process. It's like they just want to see you with your family. They just want to see you come through and go through your family and just be reunited. It's a real easy process.
Now you're officially in transition, but you're transitioning back to America. Is it true that I think in Florida there's a $400 thing? Have you applied for that? And also, have you already applied for your employment, your social? Wait, you were here before, so you had a social. Is that reactivated? Tell us about that piece of retransitioning.
That whole process, I don't know yet.
Okay,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know about if you're gonna get a new social, if they're gonna give you a new if they're gonna give you a new social, if they're gonna give you a new whole background. I don't know yet. I'm still in the process of filing for my work permit.
Okay, you're filed. Okay, how many weeks or days have you been here so far?
I've been here since February 11th.
Okay, so almost 20-ish, 15-ish days. So you're still rank spanking new. That's maybe 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. Okay, so you just applied for your work authorization. What else can you share about once you're here transitioning that other people don't know? Advice you can give about transitioning.
Take it all in. Take it one day at a time, because it's a lot. There's a lot, especially if you coming back to the States. Everything's different. The people are different, and just the way you talk and just the way you address people is way different. The phone systems are different. Everything is real different. Take it all in. Take it one day at a time, and don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't get frustrated with your surroundings, and just understand that we coming from a place where everything's hard. Everything's a process. Everything's difficult. Now we're here, and you're in a place where things are easier. Things are more more available to you. So you just got to take it all in and try not to overeat. You know, try not to overeat. You know,
sounds like this is a personal challenge. Like,
you know, and spend as much time as you can with your family, man. Because and spend as much time as you can in the Word of God, man. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, SeeJeanty, it's that what got me through this. That what got me through that whole just this whole process, because it's a process where you're up and down, you're not knowing if you're gonna get it, and you're stressing and you're thinking, and your surroundings around you is telling you all of these outrageous things that deportees can't go, deportees are not available for it, and which is obviously not true. I'm here, and like I said, I am the first deportee to make it through the Biden program, and I'm here on the SeeJeanty show, and I'm letting everybody know that it's possible. Because as you can see, we have in the archive, in the video archive, where I was in Haiti and we was doing positivity, and we was doing the DIPS org, helping deportees, and now I'm here as a deportee just to tell others that it's possible. You could do it.
What's next? You know, now you're here, you're waiting for your work authorization, of course. What's next? What do you want to do professionally? I don't know. What's next? What's next?
I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. I'm reading my Bible every day, believing in Jesus, and just waiting on God, because it's just so much. The avenues are limitless. The avenues are really limitless. You
mentioned a YouTube channel.
That's part of it. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel that I created. It's called Mac in Haiti. And what I'm doing, I'm just going through my whole transition and going through day by day, so people could see what I've been through and what's going on with me. And I appreciate that, Chris, that you're telling people about that, because that's a whole new arena for me, you know. So I'm just gonna show people how it is to come from Haiti, to get back into the system, go through the whole work authorization process, go through the whole just seeing America again, just being into society day by day, and just giving yourself a chance to just get back into the society. Because
I issue a challenge to everyone watching. Everyone's watching. You know, there's a link to Mac in Haiti at Mac in Haiti 1018. He's at 34 subscribers. Let's see. This should be cakewalk for this channel that has over 22,000 subs. Let's at least get him to 100. I think we can do that. Let's at least get him to 100. Let's from 34 to 100. We can do that. Easy peasy, right? Let's go give Mac a sub. But Mac, you're gonna have to also give us some content. You know, break down that transition. A lot of different ideas. Right away, I know. You know, it's Mac's first burger coming back from America. You know, that's and then you just go into whichever your favorite burger joint is, Burger King, whatever, and you just take a bite. That I watch a video of that. You know, first time going through a water park since from Haiti. You know, you watch through. You know, so a lot of different stuff you can do as a first time, and breaking that down, breaking that experience, and also giving insights, a lot of different ideas you can do, and you get a lot of views from that, for sure. So let's give Mac some subs for sure. Now, Dips.org, while you're away, are you going to be managing it from a distance? I know you had a team on the ground. Tell us about the future Dips.org, while you're in the States.
Dips.org, I'm gonna still be managing it from here. I still have a team on the ground, and we're still in partnership with O&M, and we're still bringing awareness, because I really want to still do deportation awareness, be an advocate for deportees. That's something that's in my heart, just to help. That's something that's really in my heart, just to help people and just show people how to transition. Because when I was doing Dips.org in Haiti, I was showing deportees how to transition to Haiti. And now that I'm here in America, I'm going to show them how to transition to get back into America. Because as you say, there's so much avenues. You could go to school. You could you could get a professional trade. You could do so many things, and while I'm here and in Florida, I want to just bring a lot of awareness to the Deportee community and let them know that that hey, we're chosen, because we see and know what Haiti needs as Haiti's going through his transition too, and we know what to bring to America and how to and how just to live a humble life, because being in Haiti and after going through what we went through before we left America, it just humbles you, and it just gives you a second opportunity just to take life at a different standpoint and look at life just differently, you know.
A year and a half, year from now, you know, I'm assuming certainly the goal is to get a more permanent residency here, right?
Yes.
And you'll get it, I'm sure. And Tammy did talk about the different ways to do so, and you don't have to necessarily reveal what you're doing. Tammy talked about it. That's between you and your immigration process. We don't want to jeopardize anything that along that. So I don't want you to tell folks what you're going to do on that, but you'll get it. My question is, once you're a permanent resident again, okay, would you go back to Haiti? Are you here now? You're never going. Yeah, I like to hear it.
No,
No,
I have to go back to Haiti. I have to go back. I'm definitely gonna go back.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna go back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I want to continue, and that's why I am going to continue the work of being just advocating for deportees, because the process doesn't stop. The process starts here in America to bring awareness so people could know that they have a decision and they could change their life. Mm-hmm. They don't have to go the route that I went and have to do 12 years in Haiti. Mm-hmm. and come back. They could just change their life right here, so they don't even have to go into immigration or get deported. Mm-hmm. And if they do, they know they have a team waiting for them in Haiti. And when they do come back to America, they have a team here waiting for them to show them the path. And there's only one path, is God. You know, I can't say, because I done did it all in those 12 years, and I really have. And the one path that just gave me strength to do this, and I said to myself that the one path that gave me strength was God in the Bible, and just my belief in Jesus. And it's like from anybody that knows me or knows my background, they know that that, like you said, Chris, came a long way. I came a long way, and I seen a lot of good people in Haiti. And I've seen a lot of different situations where a person could just really give up hope. So I just want to give hope to the hopeless, you know, give hopes to the hopeless and let them know that, yeah, you could do it, man. Look at me, you know.
I'm ecstatic about you. I'm ecstatic to have, you know, I root for everyone. You know, I'm like Issa Rae. I root for anyone Haitian, you know, naturalized, born, you know, deported, whatever you're maybe doing, I root for them, and certainly seeing your path and how you have an incredible book, man. You got to think about getting this on paper, you know, and doing a memoir. You know, I think Oprah might be interested in giving you an interview to get that on paper. You know, as we wrap it up, you know, certainly, you know, Mac 80 I'm going to leave that on screen again. You know, is there any big insights you've gained? Now it's been 2.5, you know, on February 26th now. You know, is it what insights could you provide, you know, someone who, I'm just gonna imagine your younger self, you know, that deep, you know, that person leaving, you know, Haiti, you know, is there something you could tell that person? Obviously don't lose hope, but you know, what would you, you know, tell that person, you know, that could help that you didn't know?
There's only one thing I could tell that person, man. Believe in Jesus. Mm-hmm. Believe in Jesus, man. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I could tell that person, because, man, once you get to Haiti, if you're leaving Haiti, I mean, if you're leaving America to go to Haiti, and the only thing I could tell you, man, is read your Bible and stay as closest to God as you can, because you're in for a ride, and you're in for just the ups and a lot of down period, a lot of periods where you're just thinking of the what ifs, and the what ifs. And the number one thing I could tell them every time when I was just meeting a new deportee for the first time, I could see in his eyes, and I could see that he's scared. He don't know what's going on, and he's afraid that he's just hearing all these terrors of Haiti. The number one thing I tell him, and I say, calm down. And I get my strength from God, and I just tell him, like, yo, you here, just know that God put you here for a purpose, and I'm here to help you just stay positive and stay alive, so we can figure out what that purpose is. So
the one thing I almost forgot, almost let you go, and then ask you the COVID vaccine. Now, did you already have it? Did you quickly get it once you got approved? I know that's something they were going to ask, or maybe because Tammy mentioned that you could get it even in America. Or so how did the vaccination piece? How'd you handle that part?
I'm gonna be honest, because people that's watching on the forum, it says get the COVID vaccine. But through my process, I'm gonna say my process. It could be different for anybody else, but they said on American Airlines that you needed the COVID to board the plane. They didn't ask me for my COVID test at all. They didn't ask me for my COVID vaccination at all. That was one of the things that had a lot of people just like, wow, you got to get this vaccination. They didn't ask for that at all. When I went to immigration, they didn't ask for that at all.
Okay,
so my card was in my pocket. I was ready to show them the card and let them know, and they didn't even ask me. That wasn't even one of the questions that came.
Okay, so you had the card. You were ready to show it. You had the card.
Yeah, I was ready. I was ready, but nobody asked me for it.
In other words, you did. So it sounds like if you had the card, you had the vaccine. You had the card.
And I had the card,
right?
And so
you were ready to. But no one asked. So in other words, read between the lines. Gotcha. No problem. But you had the card. Okay, interesting. So I asked that because the family member I'm sponsoring, she doesn't have the COVID vaccine. So I was just curious to know.
They didn't ask that at all. That was one of the things they didn't ask. That's why I said a lot of things are just like blown up into hype, and the process is so simple.
That's why it's so important to have someone who's been through the process like you. You can actually give the
because that's the thing, that made this whole the human parole program so like in the gray area, because everybody that's been through or got approved and end up coming to America, they never shared their story. These people just come here and they
they want to hide. That's our culture. We have a culture where we hide out of fear.
Our culture is like that. Our culture, I don't know why. And so I said that, and that's why with my fiance Meliana, when she did do the TikTok, she put it on. She did it as 12 years deported, and I was like, no, put it just like that so people could see and know that I came through the program and I am a deportee, and I'm not trying to hide or let people and let others know the process, because once you come on this side, nobody tells you the questions they ask, to be aware of these questions, or what's going on. Do you need the because they ask you for the polio and the MMR, the COVID and all of these things. Maybe once you get, maybe I don't know, but
maybe later. But
as far as right now, they don't ask for those things at all. They don't ask for that. They don't ask for none of those.
I'm sure you'd be willing to take it, no issue. Yeah, you're not an anti-vaxxer, right? You're not.
No issue. I'm willing to take it. I'm okay. Willing to take it.
Fair enough, Mac. Mac, listen, you gave some real good perspectives, man. I think you're in the first. I haven't seen anywhere else of someone who went through the entire process, give an interview. And I haven't seen it yet. So I think you are probably the first. A lot of folks are seeing who went through the Biden program as a parolee and now is here and now is in America. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving that perspective, man. Mac, is there any other way for people to contact you? Is just follow YouTube, leave a comment, or do you have another way you want people to contact you? You tell me.
They could always go on Meliana Dore.
Okay.
They could always go on Meliana Dore, her TikTok. That's MELIANE DOREE. They could always go on her TikTok, comment. I'm there. Yeah, and I'm available. They could go through the YouTube Mac in Haiti. They could always go through Mac in Haiti to see. And even on that video that she dropped, it's just to show you that a lot of people are just piggybacking, because there was an attorney that tried to piggyback off the video and said that I was her client, and she, and she ended up getting me back to America and all of this. And I just want to let people know that just like the guest before said, that you don't need the application is real simple. The application is real simple. The process is real simple. And I'm witnessing that right now, and I'm telling people that the process is simple. And it's a process that just takes a little bit of waiting, just a little bit of waiting, a little bit of waiting. And you can contact me on Mac in Haiti. I'm here, and you can see my transition back into the American culture and back into American life.
Mac, thank you, sir. I'm humbled for your presence. I am, I'm all about the good guy winning at the end, and you're a good guy, and I'm so excited for you. We don't have nearly as many of these stories as we should, and I'm happy that you're experiencing it, man. So thank you. Thanks for your time today, and guys, please, as I said, let's give him a follow. When I put up his page, he was at 34 subscribers, right? 34, 35. I'm still seeing 35. So guys, step it up. Go to Mac 80, 1018. Let's get this brother to 100 subs. That should be cakewalk for you guys. Yes, cakewalk. Yes. Let's get him some subs. All right, let's get him some subs. You hear me, Mac?
Yes.
Salute.
Thank you.
And since I'm in Florida, when I'm in stateside, and you're in Florida, let's try to connect. Meals on me. Sounds good.
Sounds good, Chris.
Awesome. All right, Mac. Take it easy, brother.
All right, thank you.
Peace. Yes, that was Mac in Haiti. I'm serious, guys. I need you guys to give him a sub, man. Listen, I'm gonna refresh. I gotta see at least one. I gotta see some movement. I gotta see 36 on this, guys. What are we doing? I don't see a new sub yet. What's going on? Let's get him a sub, man. Come on. But no, that was fantastic. Really appreciated his perspective. As you can tell, Mac's a genuine guy, humble guy. Gives the Lord first, Christ first, in praise to God in his luck thus far, and you can tell it's genuine. And again, I'm really happy that he's experiencing something different. And I always mention this, that. Listen, the way Haiti is right now, okay. Yeah, I'm very actively involved. Yeah, I'm putting more chips on the table. Day by day, I'm investing, doing more, trying to create opportunities because I can't, right? Because I've had an opportunity where I grew up in the States. I went to school, had great jobs, was able to save and invest here in America, and ultimately be in a position where I can go back and I can impact the way I impact. Right? Who am I to stand in the way of someone else without those opportunities? Right? My big thing has never been to block someone. I think it's very inhumane. I've seen messages count so many times. Oh, it's brain drain. You're taking folks out, and hey, how can Haiti ever rebuild if all the people are leaving? But why don't we ever think about how many people who return? Right? There's more people who return who don't. Believe it or not. And there's more people who would return if Haiti just had a little bit of security, like a little bit of where it needs to be in terms of police and banditry. I think as many folks as return let me turn this IG back on me. I mean, as many folks who return, right? I think there would be even more who return, once there's a little uptick in the overall condition of the country. And I see it more as an opportunity as we have folks who are able to leave Haiti, do what they need to do, boisser investment, boisser a better life, style de vie, as they say, and then able to take that wealth, that knowledge, that experience, right, that perspective, and bring it back, right, and bring it back to Haiti. And I feel that's something that's never, yes, we talk about the brain drain, yes, but what about the fact that the majority of us, let's be honest, we do want to go back. We don't, a very few of us actually, when we come here to America, actually feel as if we're comfortable here. Everyone a good chunk of folks who leave Haiti, they understand this ain't my home. Okay. This is a place where I have to be. I'm going to work here. But the moment I see an opportunity to come back to Haiti, we, the good amount of us do. Right. And I think we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about that enough to where we don't see. We did create a new term. We got to say it's not a brain drain per se. It's a brain carousel. It goes and then it comes back. And even if that generation, that person doesn't come back, their kids probably will. Especially if you instill your kids with enough understanding of who they are, right? Chances are your kids will, right? As long as you keep that connection of Haiti strong in them, I think a lot of us who are in the channel right now are probably second generation, right? Who know exactly what I'm talking about. That pull, is pulling you to Haiti, pulling you to try to impact, pulling you to do more for your country, giving your expertise, your background, and your overall better position, financially, compared to a Haitian. So I never stand in between a Haitian leaving Haiti for, I always just add really quick, just make sure you come back. We need you. We need you when you go do what you got to do, make your money, invest, be insanely successful where you're going. So you have more to contribute in 20, 30 years. Because at the end of the day, Haiti's not going to change overnight. Haiti is a lifelong fight, to get it where it is, a multi-generational fight to where it's going to be. And I think we all have our part to play when we have our part to play, when the timing is right. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's the show. I think I hope you guys had a lot that you gained from it. I gained a lot from it. I'm serious. I'm gonna get off this and we're gonna update my application, on the Biden program. This is what we do here at SeeJeanty, by the way. This is who we are and what we like to do. We like to give a different perspective, deeper dive on conversations that are impacting Haitians in Haiti and the diaspora, right, across the world. We have an archive of different videos that are a benefit will be a benefit to you. So this is maybe your first time. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time. Hit that like button. Go through the archive. There's lots of videos here that I think one of the topics will certainly interest you. You can go through our prior lives. Each of our prior lives have a wealth of as much information you saw in this live. Our other lives have as much information. So go through. What's nice, you can skip ahead, here and there. If I'm talking too much, you can just this guy jump 10 minutes and then go back to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. So that's available. But I just want to stress that if this is your first time here in SeeJeanty, this is what we do. We do something different because I started this because I didn't see what we're doing here in this space. I didn't see it anywhere, but it had to exist, and so I created it, and it's here. But it's as much yours as it is mine. It's as much yours and what you're able to provide to this conversation, to this ecosystem, to this community, as me, right? Because it's the community that makes this space work. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to take many more than me to get Haiti where it is, right? And a lot of folks, say Chris, SeeJeanty, Chris Jeanty for president. No, I don't want that. Don't wish that on me. What I do want is a community to elevate and get more involved politically. So finally, we can get a new layer of political actors to actually start doing what they need to do for Haiti, right? And that's really, I strongly believe that. So on the way out, just want to remind folks, those who maybe missed the top of the hour stuff, just remember SeeJeanty Shop 100 Ways to Make Money in Haiti. It's a book you can get, hard copy, soft copy, digital copy. And, the proceeds go to helping fund the show, and you get some fantastic ideas. And it was not just an idea book. I mean, I'm literally interviewing people who are doing businesses in Haiti and providing different variations of the ideas. And a lot of them are still active. Still doing great things. So do check out that book. I want you to recommend you check out the SeeJeanty Action Group. It's a place where, it's a space on Facebook where we're sharing different things going on in Haiti, ideas, real cool imagery, the place where you don't see enough positive stuff. It's the space where the conversation on progressive capacity of the change that's happening in Haiti can exist and be shared continually. So go and please check that out. The private WhatsApp group is a Patreon that, your monthly fee provides support for the salaries of our videographers, equipment. When we're able to go out of town and do like the OCOP series or, the Jeremy series or the Jockmel series, that was 100% funded by the funds in the Patreon group. Our YouTube AdSense really doesn't do nearly as much as it should do. And so if you want to continue to see this fantastic programming, put your money where your mouth is and join the group. But on top of that, you get a lot back because you're in a community of, like-minded folks who aren't just about that chit chat, right? They understand that, putting $1 into what they're doing gets $100 back in return, and they're active. Those folks are in there are active. They assist each other. They, whatever it is that you're, trying to do. And I'm in there on top of that. I'm in there. And it's a great way as I give information to someone, other people benefit, and vice versa. People can add on to what's being provided in that channel. And so I hope to see you in there if you're not in there already. And then finally, hyperdistribution.com. We're a company that's bringing food and beverage products out of Haiti and by the container load. So if you're looking to wholesale, to be a wholesaler potentially, let us know. Reach out. We'll send different products to you in bulk for your resale at wholesale prices primarily. But if you're not looking to wholesale, we do sell retail items in 1-2 items. On Amazon, our one of our big sellers right now that we have stock sells really quick is our. In fact, I'll probably let me do something real quick just so you can see what I'm talking about real quick. Let me share this with you. So boom, right there, Haitian, 100% Haitian cassava, OCOP from Haiti, right there. You can see, this is ours. 100% out of Haiti. We package it, and as you can see, it's not bad rated, 4.5 stars, not too bad. I can live with that. Out of 17 ratings, 4 stars, 4 out of 5, I can live with that. So feel free. It's Amazon Prime, so you'll get that puppy within a day or two. Right, look at that. Our fast delivery tomorrow. You get that. You can get that tomorrow. Hello. So do consider. I'll drop the link here. Do consider going and getting, because 100% of these funds are we. Obviously we're a business, so we keep a sliver of profit. But then the majority of what you pay is going to the farmers. We have a relationship where we're buying to the farmers and ultimately the producers of the cassava. And probably more is going to the producer and ultimately the farmer, where they get the mayoc is also getting, because you can't make cassava without mayoc. So literally, you're providing funds that are going to support the agricultural supply chain in Haiti, right? Real economic impact, right? And on top of that, actually, I'm actually going to start taking a big chunk of that, because right now, 100% of the cassava we're buying, we're actually bringing them to America. I'm actually going to start. We're going to start actually selling them in Haiti under our 100% IECM brand. That's our brand, our distribution. Simple Haitian. We're actually going to start selling that in Haiti. And if you're in Haiti, chances are you might even be able to start seeing that cassava in Oka or in Port-au-Prince and a bunch of different places, which it's the way we do it. No one else is doing it. I'm telling you. So anyhow, that's the top of the hour stuff. This episode, we had Tammy Ray, a fantastic attorney who broke down stuff to us. And we had Big Daddy Mac, who broke down on the other side as someone who was, a parolee and was able to get the program. So again, if you didn't see the fullness of either one of those, do go back and do go watch it. So that's our show. We'll be back next month, right? But in the meantime, we'll have a lot of new content, cool content that's going to be dropped. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification button so you know as soon as that content drops, you get it. And of course, do share your favorite videos, either what's coming or whatever you may find on our channel. Do share your favorite videos. Let's get the word out. At the end of the day, Haiti will rise. Haiti will change. Haiti will be livable for all Haitians, but it's dependent on us to impact. It's dependent on us to believe that is true, and it's dependent on us to make it happen. Love you guys, and we'll be back at it again, or we're back at it again. Peace.